Hello, I'm teacher Juan, and today we're gonna start with the commonly confused words. First of all, I wanna say hello to the students of English Lands and welcome to the online classes. Well, for this week, we will start with this basic presentation, but it's very useful even for intermediate and advanced levels. So let's start with this. This presentation will advise you on words or phrases that are commonly misused or confused, and recognize the distinctions among related words. Because when you speak English, most of the words sounds very similar. It's difficult to distinguish among each other, but we have to take into account that some others are nouns or verbs. But let's look at this example. Here we are. We have capital and capital. Capital, a major city. In the first case, Paris is the capital and most populous city of France. And the second one is capital, government building, the building in Washington, D.C., where the U.S. Congress. As you can see, it is very similar, but we have to differentiate among them. It depends on the context also. The other one is referring to a city, the other one just to a building. Let's go ahead with the second one. We have accept and accept. Accept, to receive, take, or agree to. He accepted the company's offer. On the other hand, we have accept, not including someone or something. Do you like animals? Maybe not all of them. Look at this example. I like all of those except the snake. That means that I like the giraffe, the rhino, the tiger, the monkey, but it's except the snake. So it's different, right? Let's go ahead with the next one. Over here, as I mentioned at the beginning, we have to take into account, especially also in the pronunciation, it's important. In most of the cases, in others not. But here we have advice and advice. So advise with Z, another one is with advice, but usually it is exactly the same. That's why it's important the context. Or look at the example over here. Advice, to give an opinion or suggestion about what should be done. I don't know what to do. Please advise me. When you need some advice, of some friend could advise you, right? That's advice. Another one is advice, an opinion or suggestion about what someone should do. The doctor gave Malik some good advice. So you have to see the difference to advise someone or to get an advice. Well, the other one is affect and effect. Affect, like a verb. Verb is an action. Noun could be different words. Okay, but let's look at this example. To influence, to produce a change in someone or something. Pollution negatively affects the environment. Look at the second one. An impact, change, or result. Exercise and healthy eating have positive effect. Affect and effect. Sometimes also sound the same when we say affect and effect. But let's get to the next one. Let's go to the next one, sorry. We have over here allowed and allowed. Basically is the same, but not in the meaning. The other one is an adverb, and the other one is the past of allow, In a voice that can be heard, allowed don't speak softly. Let's speak aloud, when you shout. The teacher read aloud to the students. In English, it's important to speak aloud, by the way, okay? Because otherwise, nobody will understand you. What are you trying to say, or what are you talking about, or things like that. But look at the second one. We have allowed. To let someone to do something. We are allowed to play computer games during lunchtime. Not in the class, of course. That could be a good example. When we are at class, you're not allowed to use your cell phones. But you're allowed to use the cell phones in the break. Let's go to the next one. We have adverse and averse to. Adverse is an adjective, and the second one is the same. But adverse is bad, negative, and unpleasant. This medicine has adverse side effect. And in the second one we have not liking or wanting to do something. I am averse to exercise. I never want to work out. Look at the picture. We have a couch potato. Do you remember that? When someone doesn't like to do nothing, they just sits on the sofa, watch television, and so on. Potato. It's interesting. Couch potato. Remember about that. But we use usually averse plus to. I am averse to exercise. Let's go again. Let's go on now with the next example. We have an angel. So in the first one, the second one is maybe informal, but we have the space between two lines or surface that joins. In the first picture we have his laptop is open at 100-degree angle. And in the second example, a person who is good, kind, etc. A child who behaves well. Mario is an angel. He happily helps his family and is an ideal student. So, do you know someone who's an angel? Of course, but it's informal, of course, because we are referring to one person, not to a celestial body. We are talking about something. Let's just talking about a nice person. You know what's the opposite of nice? Mean, right? Okay, let's go. We have by, and by. The pronunciation is exactly the same. There's no difference among those words. First of all, we have by, close to or near. The lamp is by the rocking chair. Do you like the rocking chair? It's like we go up and down, Okay, the second one is to pay money to get something. Okay, buy, it's a verb, The other one is a preposition, that's the difference. The second one is a verb, it's an action. I can decide which pair of shoes to buy. We have different colors, different models, maybe, I don't know, it's difficult because all of them are very nice and colorful, by the way. And in the third example, we have interjection. Okay, interjection means okay, over here we have an informal, short way to say goodbye. Like, bye, have a great trip. Okay, then don't get confused with this one. The first one, the lamp is by the rocking chair. Or that means it's around, it's near or close to. And the second one is a verb. Don't forget about that. And the third one is an interjection, like an informal, short way to say goodbye, bye-bye. Okay, let's go with the next example. We have compliment and complement. Of course, the pronunciation is also the same. But in the first case, something that makes another thing better or more complete. For me, cookies are the perfect complement for a cup of coffee. Yeah, that's so delicious, right? And in the second one, we have praise or admiration of somebody or something. Love it. Cute car. I like your car. You use that. I received several compliments on my new car. Or when you get a good score, you can say, congratulations, wow, that's amazing. You can get good compliments, right? Well, and we have something interesting over here. Just pay attention to the pronunciation here. We have desert and dessert. Both of the words are similar, but in the first example we have a desert, a hot and dry area of land, usually with a little plant or animal life. Bring plenty of water if you're traveling through the desert. And the second one is dessert, a sweet food that is often eaten after a meal. I can't wait for the dessert, or I can't wait for the dessert. Let's eat it first. So it's different. We say dessert and dessert. Okay, let's go with the next example. Over here we have example. From Latin example, gratia. From Latin id est, meaning that is. Example, usually shortened term, or the shortened, in the shortened case we have e dot g dot. The other one is ie, okay? For example, but also another useful words, or another useful term to use instead of e.g., we have to say for instance, for example, or for instance. In this building, you are allowed to have pets, example, cats and dogs. And the second one is completely different, of course. It's an abbreviation, of course, similar, but is idist, okay? Used to introduce something that explains a preceding statement more fully or exactly. This medicine needs be taken for a long period of time. Example, or we can say that is, or 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, that's the difference. Let's go to the next one. We have empathy and sympathy. Empathy, sympathy. Empathy, the ability to understand and share another person's feelings, experience. The president grew up with little money, so she has great empathy toward the poor. And the second one we have care for another person's problems and feelings. My classmate was having a bad day. I expressed my sympathy to her. Okay, both of them are nouns, but it's different in context. We have envelope and envelope. What's the difference about that? Envelope and envelope. Envelope is a verb. The action to wrap, to cover somebody or something completely. Okay, I decided to envelope my teddy bear in a large towel. Another one is envelope, a flat paper container used for sending letters, etc. Do you have any envelopes? I need to mail a letter. When you get some letters, maybe not now, because nowadays we mostly use the social media, we use different kind of things, but talking about this one, when you get something, the physical thing is envelope, okay? And the action, envelope, is different. Let's go to the next example. We have flower and flower. Flower and flower is exactly the same. Of course, the second one is more like flour. The first one is flour. You know, a powder made from a grain used in cooking and baking. We need 2 cups of flour for this recipe. If you want to make a cake, you say, I need 2 cups of flour for this cake. The other one is flower, the part of a plant that blooms with bright colors. Do you like roses? Of course, girls like it. A flower can brighten anyone's day. Imagine to get a bucket of flower. In our country, it's very cheap, so we can be, especially the boys that like to give some presents, but especially flowers, very special because a flower can brighten anyone's day, especially to girls, ladies, mom. I mean, to to our dear people. We have flaunt and float. Flaunt is a verb and float also a verb. The first one, to show something you are proud of to other people in order to impress them. She flaunts her wealth by wearing expensive clothes and jewelry. We have like that, especially in the big parades, in Carnival, on the great power entrance of La Paz. We have a lot of flaunts, right? People trying to show their wealthiness. She flaunts her wealth by wearing expensive clothes and jewelry. And the second one, we have float, to show that you have no respect for a law, rule, by openly disobeying it. Like these days, we have the quarantine to stay at home, but people usually flout. He often flouts the law, they flout, right? He often flouts the law when he drives by ignoring the speed limit. That's very common, especially in the we have the main road to connect to La Paz from El Alto. In the highway, usually people flout. They flout a lot. They don't respect the law or the rules. Okay, let's continue with this one. We have imply and infer. It's of course different. To express something in an indirect way. What you say implies that you're unhappy. The other one is to form an opinion or reach a conclusion based on evidence or facts. Based on the statistics, we can infer that the new policy is successful. Imply and infer. Well, we have its possessive form of it. I have a cat. Its name is, let's say, Gatubela. I don't know. Well, let's go with this example. It is the belonging to a certain thing, animal, etc. And the other one is it's is the contracted form of it is, a contraction of it is or it has. It depends. Also, you have to take into account according to the context. The first one we have, please be careful with the plant. Its leaves are delicate. It's a great day to go to the beach. Instead of saying, it is a great day to go to the beach. It's different, but sounds the same, of course. We have lie and lie. Lie and lie. Lay is a verb and lie is a verb as well. But many times we pronounce the same, like to put or place. Transitive must have a direct object, you know? Please lay your money on the table. Or lay, the other one is lie. To recline, to be in a flat position or a surface. Intransitive doesn't need a direct object. You know, a direct object is a person. I feel sick. I think I will lie down. Okay? Well, let's continue with the next one. Lose and lose. Lose is with Z, lose. To fail to win, to be unable to find something or someone. Like loser, right? I lost my English book. I don't know where is it. Loose, not tightly fastened or pulled tight, not tight fitting. These pants are too loose. I need a smaller size, or maybe you need a belt, otherwise you will lose your pants. Let's go to the next example. Proceed. Precede and proceed. Proceed, to happen or come before something or someone. She proceeded him onto the plane. The second one is to continue doing something. He proceeded to talk even after I stopped listening. Proceed, okay, before something or someone, and proceed, to continue doing something. Principle and principle. Principle and principle is similar, but adjective. Most important. Terrible traffic is the principal reason I don't drive to work. Principle, a moral rule or a belief that influences your actions. It's against his principles to cheat on exams. Quiet and quiet. Quiet and quiet. Quiet, making very little noise, not talking, like be quiet, right? Sam is quiet when he's around Tim. That means, when someone is not very talkative, not very outgoing, we say quiet. Quiet, very completely. His exam is quite hard. You can say, wow, it's quite cold today. That usually happens in La Paz. We have sight and sight. It's exactly the same, but those are nouns. That's my site, you can say, or a place or location. We visited many famous sites during our tour of New York City. Sight, the ability to see. I am thankful for my sense of sight. It's wonderful to see all the world has to offer. We have another one, smile and simile. Simile and smile. Simile, sorry. The first one is smile, a facial expression that shows happiness or amusement. A smile can make a world a happier place. Smile can also be a verb. Smile, right? Okay, but it's in this case just a smile. And in the second one, simile, a figure or speech using the word like or as compared to things. Simile example: your eyes are as blue as the water. We have then than and then. Conjunction preposition, than, then, used to introduce the second part of comparison. Look at the girl and the boy. She can run faster than her brother. When we compare something, comparisons. The second one used to refer to a particular time in the past or future, or what happens next in a series. I'm invited to the party too, so I'll see you then. See you at the party. Then, after something, right? Let's go to the next one. Through and through. Through, from one end or something to the other, past barrier or test. I have to make a through exam. I have to make it through exams. He slept through the movie. Don't sleep when I'm talking at this lesson. Okay, be active, please. When we say people didn't want to sell the gas through Chile, through. The other one is through, including every possible part of the deal. All employees have a thorough understanding of the company rule. Let's go to the next one. Toe, talking about the first finger of your feet. One of the 5 appendages at the end of your foot. Parents often love to count the toes of their baby's feet. It's very nice, right? Very cute and little one. Wow, that's very nice. Okay, tow, a tow car, we can say, to pull something behind you with a rope or chain, often using a vehicle. My car is broken, so they will need to tow my car to the mechanic shop. And we have two and two. the number to, and also. You know, the pronunciation is the same. The first one is a noun, the second one is it is an adverb. We bought 2 apples. Can I play 2? Right. Whether and whether. You know, whether and whether is the same, used to express choices or possibilities. Sometimes we use instead of if. I don't know whether to go to the party or stay at home. Or you can say, I don't know if I'll go to the party or stay home. But whether is to express possibilities or choices. And weather, the condition of the atmosphere at a particular place and time. The weather is beautiful today. Let's go for a walk. And we have now whose and whose. In the first example, we have used in questions to ask who owns something, used to show which person or thing you are talking about. I found a phone. Whose is it? Is the man whose name I forgot? The second one, a contraction of who is or who has. Who's the man talking to Sam? I've never seen him before. Okay, that's it for today. I'm gonna send you also the small Quizlet in order to check if you really understood about this topic, this presentation. I really hope you liked it. Any questions you may have, just let us know in our platform. It was very nice to talk to you, and have a nice day. Bye bye.